Kamala Harris is in a very interesting and really historically unprecedented position. We've had people like Barack Obama attacked for their race. We've had people like Hillary Clinton and Sarah Palin and Nikki Haley and others attacked for gender. But the intersection of race and gender is creating a very unique, in terms of presidential politics, a very unique and distinct history. So I wanted to make sure that we took a moment to kind of talk about what it means for Kamala Harris to be navigating this particular terrain, because she's doing it not against some abstract, idea. Donald Trump is attacking her. Those MAGATs, MAGA people, are attacking her for being a woman and for being Black. Megyn Kelly, just a few days ago, said Kamala Harris slept her way into politics. Kamala Harris slept her way into politics? Do you know how ridiculous that is and how racist that is? And I know, you know what? No name, no blame. I ain't gonna say what I was about to say. It's like that whole verse, my house bigger than yours, my spot. Never mind. You know what I mean? Like, it's this moment where he's like, I ain't gonna go there with you, Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not gonna go there with Megyn Kelly. But, I ain't got no, I know Megyn Kelly. I like Megyn Kelly. Interpersonally, I just think that is kind of lame, kind of whack to come after Kamala Harris like that. First of all, Kamala Harris didn't sleep her way into politics. Kamala Harris worked her way into politics. She was a student at one of the great undergraduate universities in America. She got a law degree. She worked, she studied, she did all the things you do to be successful. And this idea that somehow she isn't this thing, that she's some kind of a fraud. And remember that language, Marxist fraud, we saw, from the Trump statement earlier today. All of it is a way of trying to discredit her. And Donald Trump, of all people, should not be talking about who people sleep with. He should not be talking about any of that. But of course, at the same time that Megyn Kelly is saying that she slept her way into politics, you got Donald Trump on Truth Social posting stuff like this, which again, he has a right to do, but it's really crazy and whack. He shared this racist image, basically trying to target Kamala Harris and her racial identity. It's a meme which resurfaced, thanks to Laura Loomer, that attempts to undermine Harris by highlighting her mixed heritage. She's the daughter of Jamaican and Indian immigrants. She's born in Oakland. The Oakland part was probably helpful because they couldn't do the whole birther thing. But the meme criticizes Harris for her achievements as the first Indian American U.S. Senator in 2016 and as the first Black woman on a major party ticket in 2020. Loomer's post has this inflammatory caption that you can see with your own eyes. Can you see? You might not be able to see it. I know my own eyes actually can't see it because I need glasses and I refuse to do it. But I want to point something else out about this too. But anyway, the Loomer's post accuses Harris of, quote, pretending to be Black to fit a perceived Democratic quota. This is what fascinates me about white people understand so little about us, our culture, our lives. And some of this is just dishonesty and cynicism and all that, misleading the public, misdirecting the public. But there's also a way that they just don't get us. First, let's actually start with this. The Associated Press says California's Kamala Harris becomes first Indian American U.S. Senator. And it says Biden picks Kamala Harris as running mate first Black woman. Both of those things are true. But just like when you make a headline that people don't like for your newspaper articles or op-eds or whatever, Kamala Harris does not work for the AP. She doesn't work for the Associated Press. The Associated Press made a decision to post that and to call. And they probably had 3 different headlines for 3 different editions. But they're framing it as if she represented herself as Indian, as if Kamala Harris was walking through the world as a U.S. Senator saying, I am an Indian woman. I can tell you with complete certainty that Kamala Harris identified as a Black woman when she was running for the U.S. Senate. I met Kamala Harris 18 years. Oh my God, I'm old. 18 years ago. And she was identifying as a Black woman then. She went to Howard University in the 80s. Howard University, HU, no. She went to a historically Black college. You don't do that if you don't want to identify as Black. Because if you look as African or as Black as she does, and this is a phenotype, and you went to Howard, people gonna think you a light-skinned Howard girl. They're gonna think you're like half a Howard. So she wasn't trying to pass. And she's not passing. She's a Black woman. She's clearly a Black woman. And she tells you that every opportunity. Listen to this.
That's one of them times you pandering to Black people, but she's Black.
No, but I'm Black.
Yes.
And I'm proud of being Black.
Absolutely.
And I was born Black. I will die Black. And I'm proud of being Black. And I'm not going to make any excuses for anybody because they don't understand.
The woman grew up in Oakland. She went to Howard. She pledged to AKA. And she's a Kappa sweetheart, by the way. What else you want her to do? Now she's not Black? White people amaze me. Sometimes y'all go by the one drop rule. Oh, if great-great-grandmother's Black, they're not pure. Or, whatever. But when it comes to her, suddenly now she's either too Black or not Black enough. The Trump campaign has her as a radical Marxist, blah, 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 blah. They call her DEI hire. If she ain't Black, then what's the DEI? Come on. Like, what are you talking about? Or I guess they're going to say DEI for Indians? Knock it off. Then you got the ADOS people and the FBA people who are raising questions about her lineage, among other people. I'm just telling you people I've seen on social media. And I think it's okay to say, look, she's not a descendant of American slavery. Fine. But is her political agenda in line with the interests of us? Are her political commitments in line with us? These are the questions you got to ask. I'm okay with that as long as it doesn't turn into xenophobia. But what Donald Trump and them is doing, they're not trying to add a complicated conversational race to the public discourse. They're trying to shame her, humiliate her, and direct their idiotic followers to go in a different direction. And of course, Harris's family is defending her after comments that J.D. Vance made, the vice presidential candidate on the Republican side. The comments resurfaced shortly after he was named Donald Trump's running mate. In a 2021 interview on Fox News with some guy named Tucker Carlson, J.D. Vance called Kamala Harris a, quote, childless cat lady. A childless cat lady. He said that she's miserable and that she wants to, quote, make the rest of the country miserable too. Well, today, Kirsten Imhoff, if you don't know, ex-wife of Kamala Harris's husband, the second gentleman, her husband, Doug Imhoff, slammed critics, saying, quote, Kamala has been a loving, nurturing, and fiercely protective stepmother to Cole and Ella for over a decade. Our blended family is strong, and I'm grateful for her presence in it. As you know, she and Harris co-parent. Their daughter Ella shared an Instagram story as well, saying, how can you be childless when you have cutie pie kids like Cole and I? It's really Cole and me, but I'll let you live, Ella. I love my three parents. Look, families look different ways for different people. And if the way your family looks is with people who aren't your biological parents or your biological kids, but you still forge a family, you build a family, that's on you. But this idea, calling her a childless cat lady is awful when she has a family, but also like people make all kinds of choices about when they have babies, whether they have babies that aren't up to us to decide for them. So, if Kamala Harris did have kids, y'all be like, oh, well, she had kids and she's trying to run for president. She's not a good mother. And so, you can't win. That's my frustration.